I think once you catch the bug for YouTube and once you fall in love with it, it's really hard to go back.
What makes an intro a 10 out of 10 for you?
You really need to get crazy sometimes to get eyeballs. People are doing some wild things online now. It's awesome. I'm losing a ton of money on it.
Whoa. You don't have YouTube Studio on your phone?
No.
That's so healthy.
It's great.
Look at how happy you are.
I'm so happy.
Look at how happy this
Look at my
guy
face.
is. Yeah.
And this has all the intro and all that kind of stuff in there.
I can tell the story if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh-oh. I didn't mean to start an argument.
What's the biggest deal you've said no to?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say. Like, yeah, I could say.
Nick DiGiovanni, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
You are one of the biggest, almost the biggest food channels on YouTube. Almost.
Not yet.
Not yet. 26 million subscribers. I looked last night. You've like 11 billion views on your main channel. That's pretty crazy.
It's awesome.
And you've also launched a second channel,
Yes.
which I am very into and my wife is very into, Nick's Kitchen. You have a best-selling cookbook and your seasoning brand Osmo is now in over 3,000 Walmarts.
A lot of Walmarts.
That's
if I ever
crazy,
run
man.
out, I know where to go get it.
Just a kid from Boston.
There you go.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
Or a kid from Rhode Island.
Kid from
I should
Rhode
say.
Island.
Sorry,
Yeah.
kid from
Yeah.
Rhode Island. I
That's
just
all right.
associate you so much with Boston.
I know. Well, now from Boston.
It's
Yeah.
because we were talking about hockey right before we
I
started
know.
recording.
That's
and hockey and Boston just go together.
That's true.
Yeah.
You were both right. Boston and Rhode Island. Those are my two little backgrounds.
So I want to talk about just like the early days for you on YouTube.
Yeah. It's funny. I like partly don't even remember the early days at this point. I want to say we posted our first video in 2021. So obviously we've learned quite a lot over the last couple of years. Early on, I don't even like to watch the early videos anymore.
Can we watch one?
Can we make you
'Cause
watch
we have one
We can
up.
watch
Yeah.
one.
Just a
Yeah.
part of it.
You know how it is,
Yeah,
right?
of
It's almost
course.
like to people that don't make YouTube videos, I would tell you that it's almost sort of like if you're in one of those class presentations and you have to listen to your own voice on a video or camera and you don't really like it. I feel like most people don't like it. That's what this feels like looking back at an old
Yeah.
video.
Dude, we were just watching an old one of ours recently and we're like screaming into the mics because
Yeah.
it's like we thought the camera, because the camera was far, we needed to yell.
And we just thought that that's what people wanted. Like people want personality. So we took that as volume.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I love that because I have a similar story where early on I didn't understand how cameras worked and I just thought that you had to film on a nice sunny day. You had to wait for the light. So I would actually wake up and I would look outside. I'm not kidding. And I would be like, wow, we got a beautiful sunny day. This is perfect. I'm going to go film. And I would go fast. I would go get in the kitchen. I'd start filming. So if you look at my early shorts, especially, the sun and the light are changing the entire time. It'll get dark. It'll whatever. And then once it got a little bit dark, I was like, that's it for today. That's it.
Hang it up.
But wait, hold on. You were on MasterChef, like you were on a reality show where they were not following those rules. They weren't like, oh, Nick, it's a nice day. Come in for filming.
Yeah, but I didn't have any lights. So
Got
like,
it.
and
I
also I knew that natural light, I remembered them saying even to me that during MasterChef, that natural light you couldn't beat. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm going to film with
that's
natural
fair.
light.
That is
And
true.
so I'd wait for the light.
So let's watch one of these natural light videos. We want to watch the first 30 seconds of this
Cool.
video.
There's this really great snack from northern China called tanghulu, and as a chef, it's right up my alley. Not only because I speak some Mandarin Chinese, but also because it's really fun to make and it's delicious. Traditionally, this is made with hawthorn, but you can literally make it with any fruit, and it's the same process no matter how you do it. It's actually very simple. You make a mixture of water and sugar, and cook this down until the sugar retains very low amounts of water.
So that's the first 30 seconds
Interesting.
of that video.
Yeah, I got bored.
Yeah, I was going to say, what would you never do today that you did back then?
I made a big list in my head before you even asked me that question. So the first thing is that I'm just sitting, staring, talking to the camera with nothing else happening for 30 seconds straight, and probably longer. It probably keeps going for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just yapping.
We don't see the dish we don't see any food in this until a minute 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's crazy. So the first one is that nowadays, because we dub into 15 other languages outside of English, I would never just kind of talk, and especially not get into those little intricacies that I feel like wouldn't translate that easily or well. That's one thing that I think of. And weirdly, that's one of the first things that comes to mind. I feel like that's just, I don't know. I don't want to overcomplicate things, and that's getting a little bit more complicated and technical than I might want to get now. Definitely the second thing is there's just nothing happening. The shot's the same the whole time. It's boring. Like there's nothing that draws me into this. There's no reason that I really want to keep watching unless I'm obsessed with tanghulu for whatever reason and I want to know the science behind it. I mean, I'd also probably show some visual, some color right out of the gate. Because food, especially for me, food is so colorful and it's all about drawing you in with those visuals, like in a restaurant, at home, whatever, on one of these videos, that has nothing. Like it's just a black shirt and a white background and it's so boring.
So if we break that down, like one part is the like verbal, right? Because if we look at like what's happening in the beginning of a YouTube video or any video, it's like there's a verbal component and there's a visual component.
Yeah.
So from the verbal standpoint, you thought you were too in the weeds there. Like you could have a broader appeal if you're a little bit simpler.
Yeah, it could be a little bit, nowadays I'd probably approach it more with maybe showing a couple flashes of a stand, different stands from around the world where they make it, and immediately showing you the visuals to bring you in, because anybody who also speaks any language out there can understand that. And then you at least kind of can see to understand it better than me trying to explain it. It just doesn't make sense to explain it when you can show it right away, you know?
Yeah, we always try and think about like the total addressable market for an idea, for a YouTube idea. How do you say this dish?
Tanghulu?
Tanghulu.
Yeah.
So essentially by what you did, you limited the scope of this to like the addressable market is people who know what Tanghulu is.
Yeah, I call it buckets. Like, so immediately I put myself in a bucket. Like you could break it down into a couple buckets of like, okay, so first it's this, like, let's say you could get Tanghulu in different parts of the world, but let's just say we're talking about China. So like there's the bucket of like China and like Chinese culture or Chinese food, right? Then there's the bucket of like just appreciating food in general and street food. And if you kind of start to put yourself, it's like if you make a video that's my Christmas beef Wellington, right? Then for me right away, that's really limiting, because it's limiting right away. That's only for people that are going to be interested in food and cooking. And then also it's just going to really be relevant around the holidays. And it's kind of putting itself into this little bucket, this little area that why limit it so quickly, So then what's the
it would have been like the flip to that would be like 50 ways to cook a steak or 50 ways to cook beef.
Sure.
Right.
Or just like anything more general, literally anything more general. Right.
So how would you do Tanghulu now? How would you like title that differently? Or would you do that video today?
Well, I wouldn't do that video today. And if I did, it would be a short, because I can definitely show you how to make Tanghulu and tell you everything you need to know about it in 35 seconds. Right. But if I were to change it again, I would probably just, I would start probably by, cranking the camera so that the f-stop, the blur, there's that really nice blur and I'm in the background and you can just kind of tell who I am and understand my voice right away. And then the Tanghulu's right up front and center in the camera, the shiny, I'd probably use strawberries and stack them nicely on top of each other. And you got that glassy sugar around the outside, and then you can just see the strawberries through the shell. And right away, that's so much more fun, right?
Yeah.
I want to get to one of your more recent videos and sort of compare and contrast. But just for a second, when you look back at that time, what was your thinking aspirationally in terms of uploading this video? What was the purpose for you to take to YouTube and start uploading?
Well, I was just coming off MasterChef, and I think I really enjoyed being in front of the camera and making food and cooking just like I'd always liked, but now there was a camera there. So I think I was just trying to continue chasing down that feeling and having some fun with it. I don't think I was really overthinking it. There's nothing in my head at that time that said I'm a YouTuber.
Was there a first check from AdSense or a first brand deal that came your way where you thought, okay, this thing can be a business?
Yeah, I still remember my first brand deal. I think it was, $5,000 for making a couple of posts and doing a few things. And that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was
that's crazy.
crazy.
When you're first starting out, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And because you love this. You love what you're doing.
To do it.
Like, you can't do enough of it at that time.
Yeah, it was incredible. I will never forget filming that brand deal. But
what was it?
It was really simple, actually. It was with Pressed Juicery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had a location in Boston or something, and I did a few simple things with them. Hi, my name is Nick DiGiovanni, and today, Pressed Juicery challenged me to think outside the box and create a special holiday recipe that I want to share with you. And yeah, I made $5,000. Obviously, you have to then go pay tax on that and whatever I spent on the videos and the editing and that kind of stuff, and the ingredients. But still, that was, if I could do that, I don't know, however many times a year with different companies, then right away, that was a full-time job. So I feel like everyone probably remembers their first deal that comes in, and it's a really exciting thing.
100%. Ours was definitely not $5,000. Ours was $800.
Oh,
first paid deal was $800.
That's okay though.
For me, I was even like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is.
$800, like
it is crazy.
Like again, because we like this stuff. So But I remember trying to do the math with Colin because I was like, there's two of us. We live in LA. How many $800 videos can we make?
That was a very revealing day.
And it was like, whoa, we have a long way to go.
Yep. Yeah. But it's a start. This is kind of all you need. You need that first thing and then you're good. Yeah.
So did you watch, like, food content is universally one of like the most, like a legacy entertainment format, right? We've had food content forever. Cooking content, food travel shows, competition shows, like that has been around forever. Yeah. Did you watch that when you were growing up? Was like a big part of your, I guess, even inspiration to turn to the camera or to why you enjoyed being on camera?
It wasn't a part of the inspiration. Family definitely was, and watching my grandmother and my great grandmother and a lot of our family cook. You know, my aunt, I told you, is Indian, and she's an incredible cook in our family. And then I was really lucky growing up and continue to be lucky to have these people that are great in the kitchen, but just do it as a hobby, just for fun.
Is the rest of your family Italian?
We have a big mix. I'm partly Persian, partly Italian. I'm a dual citizen, which is pretty cool recently. That's kind of fun. Italian.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I was excited about that. But
those are all food-based cultures.
Yeah.
Indian, Persian, Italian.
Yeah.
Those are all like
just very notable food.
Well, actually, I guess I heard this recently. It was like, whenever you say it's a food-based culture, it's actually every culture but like Caucasian Americans.
I mean, when you said it's a food-based culture, I was like, what are you talking about? We all eat food.
No, you all eat food, but you treat food very differently than my family treats food.
Go on.
No, that's just
what do you mean?
True.
I didn't mean to start an argument.
It's just true. You have a very different relationship with food.
Go on.
Like a New Jersey.
Let's share.
I don't know how to explain this any further.
What do you mean? New Jersey?
New Jersey American
Don't
family
look at me. I'm staying out of
has
this.
a different relationship with food than an Indian immigrant family.
Yeah, of course, because we come from different cultures.
Yeah. I mean, I guess our food is how we pass down our culture.
It's true.
Do you feel that way? Like when you bring Wonder Bread to my house.
Okay. He has this big thing with me eating Wonder Bread. I've come a long way since then.
So you don't eat Wonder Bread?
No, I'll have like a rustic loaf. I'll have a French bread. I've evolved, but I was raised on
that's his culture.
The Wonder Breads, the peanut butter and jellies, the bagel bites.
I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't. Back in the day, there's a famous sandwich called the Fluffernutter up in Rhode Island. Yeah.
Wait, are you actually familiar?
100%.
It's fantastic. You put a bunch of marshmallow fluff and then some peanut butter, and then you get some Wonder Bread or really cheap, light, fluffy bread. You cut off the crust. You make your own sort of Uncrustable. That is a luxurious bite. It's a melt in your mouth, sort of like, actually not even. It's not a melt in your mouth.
It's a little bit sticky, to be honest.
Yeah, but
it's actually tough to get through.
I shouldn't say melt in your mouth. Part of it is more kind of smooth and silky and whatever, but because I made it with smooth, creamy peanut butter. But I think I remember choking on a lot of those Fluffernutters back in the day, but best sandwich, one of the best sandwiches ever. So I'll support that.
I love a Philly cheesesteak. There's a lot of pizza shops near me, bagel shops. I'm a product of New Jersey, East Coast.
It'd be good to see you evolve for sure, though, from Wonder Bread.
I have evolved. I'm evolving.
Yeah.
I evolve every day.
Good. Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, it's true that food is it's the most universal thing ever. But yes, we have a very we have the Italian background, the Persian background. My aunt is not blood related, but Indian. And then, we do have a really nice little mix of everything. And so I feel like I was just around so much great food as a kid.
All right. Hope you guys are enjoying the episode. We're going to take a quick break to introduce you to our friend. No, that's just Colin, this guy.
Hey, I'm Preston.
So this episode is sponsored by our friends at Spotter Studio. This is a tool that a bunch of YouTubers use to help them come up with titles and thumbnails. It's directly connected to your channel, so it pulls from your best performing videos as well as the best performing videos on YouTube. Preston, show us an example of how you use Spotter Studio.
One of my most recent big projects on my channel was me buying this mini truck and essentially converting it to ride on the railroad. You guys
saw I saw it.
You loved it. Maybe.
Well, we
can talk about that after. No, I loved it.
We saw it. No,
it was great.
For context, millions of people saw this and loved it.
I'd never really spent this much money before. So if I was going to do it, I felt like I have to at least know the idea for the title thumbnail is going to look good. So I used Spotter Studio. And that was seeing the thumbnail was enough for me to be like, okay, yes, it's still a gamble, but it felt like less of a gamble.
We said this before on the channel. We forget it all the time, but it is so incredibly important focusing on the packaging before you make the video. Spotter Studio helps you do that with titles, thumbnails. They also have power keywords. So they actually highlight words that have overperformed for your channel as well as for other channels that your audience watches.
One of my favorite features is packaging and showing what the preview would look like. So you can see what it'll look like on mobile, on desktop, light mode, dark mode. I use it all the time.
All right, so if you're a YouTube creator and you want to check out Spotter Studio, just click the link in our description. You get 14 days totally free. Connect it to your channel, try it out. You could be like Preston. You could be on the precipice of 1 million subscribers. Okay, back to the episode. I think, and this video is with Mark Rober that we're going to watch, one of our more recent videos. But I was texting with Mark last night, just asking him about his perspective on you.
Oh, nice.
And
wow.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it was.
I hope he didn't say anything bad.
It's still a good idea to have you come in.
Gosh.
But this is what he said.
He started, Nick's great, but
this is what he said about you. He said, there's something about him that's so clean and simple and understated. He's like the MKBHD of the cooking world.
That's nice.
And I thought that was a really interesting way to position you.
Maybe my videos might be shot in slightly lower quality.
But I thought, I think it's not about the video quality. It's just that like Marquez, when you hang out with Marquez, he is so into tech.
Yeah.
Like turning a camera on him, that is him. That is what he's into. And I think that's what I'm trying to get across. It's like, if you grew up passionate about food, it's like, well, then just the reason why this doesn't feel hard for you is because you're just a camera on, you're just talking to a lens rather than another person.
Yeah, food will be a part of your life no matter if you're filming it or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The same way that Marquez will always be interested in tech.
Right.
Yeah, like if his channel stopped tomorrow, he'd still be into tech.
Yeah.
Which I think is maybe something that I've seen in traits across a lot of different creators that we've talked to. It's like some creators, the video making is the passion.
Yeah.
So if the video making stopped, the passion is like gone.
Versus
if you have a passion that you are filming. Does that make sense?
Absolutely makes sense. And it makes it a lot easier to do what you like to do.
Of course. Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting way of positioning you. But
that's very nice of him. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that I wasn't so harsh on him during the filming of our last video that he had nice things to say.
Okay. So obviously going back to like the first video that we just watched.
Yep.
The first frame of that versus even what I'm about to show you as the first frame of this.
Cool.
There's motion before you even start the video.
I see a blur right now.
The still frame of this is motion. Which is so interesting.
It's funny.
This is Mark Rober, one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet who's gotten billions of views on his science and engineering videos. But it turns out he has no idea how to cook. Today, I'm gonna turn Mark into a master chef. I'll start by putting him through an intense culinary boot camp. And once he masters the 3 most important skills in the kitchen, he'll attempt to cook a gourmet meal all by himself, completely from scratch.
His chopping skills were good at the end there.
That
was legit. That was like 3/4 through the day. He was going like that.
That's less time than what we watched. From
wow.
That's
really?
20. That's 22 seconds.
Great.
So versus 30 seconds. So what did you do well here? Because obviously this video has 7 million views. It was posted 2 weeks ago. It's tracking really well on your channel.
Yeah. So that one, like you said, it has action right from the start. So not only are we moving and I have Mark's icon up on the page, it's just, you know, a little bit more to kind of digest and look at as you watch, but also there's a little effect right away that my editor's tossed in there where
I can
it just
play this.
Yeah,
too.
So that part's great. And then I'm picking 2 clips to show from Mark's channel that are immediately filled with all sorts of color and just, I don't know, they're exciting moments on Mark's channel that I thought would be cool to show and a good representation of what he does. And then there's quite a few sound effects. There's, you know, a lot of cuts. It's just, there's a lot happening. There's a ton happening. And the fact that it did happen in 20 seconds is really great. So I could still certainly improve this. I mean, like if I watch it now, I could change even more, but this I'm happy with. I would say this is like for me, this would be like a 8.5, 9 out of 10. I'm happy with that intro. Yeah.
What makes an intro a 10 out of 10 for you? What does it need to have?
This one for me, at least, it didn't have the perfect music, and like I just think we could have found still better music. But at a certain point, you just got to cut it off and send it off to dubbing and that kind of thing. So I think we could have had better music for that one. And then I think the color work on it is only okay. Now we're trying to focus on that more. I don't think
the color grade.
Yeah, the color grade wasn't great. Like it jumps into this really terrible. I unfortunately didn't see it until after it was out. It's my fault, but I wasn't happy with that. Even just little other things. Chef's coats are really hard to mic up with audio. So like the audio is never that great when you have a chef's coat on. We still have not figured that out. If anyone knows how to do it, let me know.
Someone out there listening
Someone's
to us
going to
has
reach
to be able
out
to
to
figure
you.
that
Yeah,
out.
we have a lot of sound engineers in our audience.
But no, I'm happy with that intro. Yeah, it's a good intro.
So I'll tell you what I think about this, because we have like some principles of a good YouTube intro from what we've seen. So one of the things is like, upon click, the first 7 seconds of a video is about confirming the click. It's just like, did I click on the video, or is this the video that I clicked on?
Yeah.
Is this matching my expectations?
Or is it clickbait, you mean?
Yeah. So basically our first rule
Or even is it just slightly off?
Got it.
Right? Like, did they stretch just even a little bit further than what I was expecting?
Cool.
So
Or
obviously,
is Mark Rober not there? Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That'd be a good example of me,
or is Mark Rober on Zoom?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Where it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm going to send him a recipe and see if it, that immediately that's a different expectation. So when I see you, Mark, and like a crazy pizza that's exploding like a volcano in the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
And so then in the first 7 seconds, basically I see, okay, Mark's actually there with you.
Yes.
Immediately.
It's
So that's
important.
That's super important.
We've all, I shouldn't say we've all done this, but like sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it a little bit.
Sure.
And I'm sure I posted a video, I cooked against Gordon Ramsay, and that it's like me in my kitchen at home and I'm looking at his recipe of his fish and chips and we're competing against each other. And I think especially early on as a creator, that can sometimes be, it's just a much better title. And it's like, can you stretch the truth a little bit to sort of, make that work? Like maybe, but no, Gordon was not in the kitchen. And so this, I think that this is a reason. What you're saying right now is a reason to have Mark front and center, clearly moving right there in the intro, right?
So basically, like in the first, this is literally like 7 seconds in.
Yeah.
You have Mark like, what is it called? Flambeing?
Flambe, yeah. Nice. Did you know that? Wonder Bread?
No.
You know that
Nothing.
Wonder Bread?
Yeah. I'm still not fully sure what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you mean the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
So basically, can I turn Mark Rober into a master chef? I get Mark Rober and I get this concept of like a master chef, right? Flambeing is like a thing that, am I saying that right?
You're not.
Okay.
I'm not.
That makes me feel better.
That makes me feel better.
Samir, it's flambe.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The question
Appreciate it,
there.
Nick.
Yeah.
The next like 10 seconds, we talk about making it personal.
Yeah.
So like, why are you the one to make him a master chef? So you're about to take him to an intense culinary boot camp. You're in the chef's coat. If I don't know who you are, I immediately assume, all right, this guy's a legit chef.
Yeah.
And then basically by, we typically say by 30 seconds, but you do this at 15 seconds, you have to introduce a new hook.
Yep.
And so what you do here is you say, and we're going to take him through 3 tests that he has to pass.
Yep. And then even I like the sound effects there where it goes do, 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 whoosh.
Interesting.
And I think it's just like a nice, like, again, it's a classic, even though that's just maybe 2-3 seconds, I think the progression of sound like keeps you listening for just like even those 2-3 seconds. Just the
Yeah.
I think important too that the audience now knows what they're waiting for. Within those first 22 seconds, you've told them that he now needs to complete these 3 things. And even if you hear those sound effects again, you might know the video's over. It's gotten to the end.
Yep.
Yeah, there's we were just in New York and we were talking to Max Joseph, who's an amazing filmmaker. He's the guy who worked with Casey Neistat to make It Count.
Yep.
He edited that piece. It's like one of my favorite videos on YouTube. But he was talking about how every great story needs an A to Z. So the audience needs to be informed. What is A and what is Z?
Yeah.
And Z meaning like, when is the video over? And so you introduce these 3 challenges and you go, once he does these 3, that's when the video's over. If he hasn't done the 3, the video's not over.
Yep.
And we're seeing this a lot. Like Rober does it. Jimmy does this a lot in his videos where we call it like the video game map.
Yeah.
Where they kind of zoom out and they're like, but that's one of 6 challenges that we're doing in this video, right?
Yeah.
And they zoom out and you go, oh, cool. I want to get there.
Yeah.
The A to Z map.
Those graphics, like people are using those kind of flashy, intense. I don't take it quite that far where I'm doing the really crazy VFX and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's really cool and it's very engaging. It's fun to watch.
But I think
it's a good
it's
idea.
the same principles.
Yeah.
Because I think the question is, all right, look, not every creator has access to Mark Rober or has, everything that we just saw in those.
Yeah,
So like, what are the principles that somebody could follow who's listening or watching who has no budget and no access, in your opinion?
Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it. I mean, I'll ask you first.
Yeah, I think it's the essentially that structure that we just talked about of like, well, I guess if we back up, like, first of all, the idea has to be worth watching.
Definitely.
Right? That's like the simplest thing. And I actually find that to be the thing that takes years to figure out is the idea even worth watching?
It's not easy.
And that's getting harder as time is going on.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of videos being posted all the time.
Yeah.
I would just say that I think it gets easier if the audience is smaller and the market is less competitive.
Yeah,
and if you are a member of that audience. Like I would recommend anyone who's starting out literally from scratch and you're just trying to understand YouTube and how it works, I would start with an audience that is small, underserved, and you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Like for us, when we started out making videos about lacrosse. It was like there weren't many videos about lacrosse. We were lacrosse fans and players. We knew what lacrosse players wanted to watch.
Yep.
And we got to learn about YouTube through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to starting out and being like, you know what I want to do? I want to get 10 million views like Nick.
Yeah.
Straight from the start.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to try to catapult all. Yeah, it's true. I think that's a really good idea. What was it called? Was it the Lacrosse Network?
That's
Is that
right.
what it was called?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm glad.
You don't need to watch it. It's all good.
No, I mean, you guys know I grew up playing a little lacrosse. I'm not to your level, but
Yeah. No, it was, I mean, we were just navigating and figuring out YouTube, but one of the beautiful things about it is that we were real members of that community. So like we knew exactly what to make.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes it way easier. Cause then to answer that question, is this video worth watching? It's a question for yourself.
Sure.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But I find that to get harder and harder. I would say the only other things just to close the loop on that is just those three things I said. It's like confirm the click immediately. Make sure someone believes they're in good hands with you. It's like, no, I didn't fake you out. This is a real video and I'm really doing this. Then make it personal. Why are you the one to take me through this experience? Then introduce a new hook.
Yeah.
Why do I have to watch until the end?
Yeah. I mean, it's so much storytelling packed into a small space. So I will literally I do a lot of my intro work on planes when I'm flying. I don't know why. I just sit there and there's like nothing else to do and I don't join the Wi-Fi and I just work on the intro.
Meaning you write or you edit?
I write it.
You write it.
Yeah. And then I think probably the most I've spent in terms of time on an intro like that, just a 20-second couple line intro is probably between 4 and 6 hours would be my guess. It sounds crazy.
No, yeah.
It sounds insane. But I will literally, I'll do it over and over and over. Then I'll get to something that I think is pretty good. Then I'll come back and I'll read it later and I'm like, eh. And then I just delete it and I'll start a whole new kind of thing from scratch until I feel like this is really good. This says what I need to say. It's not too wordy. It's like, this is going to get my point across. And it's just, you have to frame it up and tee it all up to tell this overall kind of bigger story. But those first 2-3 lines are the most important. So I fully defend all day spending that much time on those intro lines because it's so key. I mean, it's so important.
Do you have one of those docs
What's
on
that?
your phone? Like one of those docs that
Oh
you write
yeah,
into?
for sure.
And can we see like, are there iterations of an intro or is it just?
An intro doc.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, I have a bunch of different YouTube type docs on my phone, but no, I mean, yeah, yes and no, I guess. So what I do is I put it into a notes document.
Okay.
So like I'll literally open like one of these empty blank notes documents and I will paste it in there before I get on the plane.
Oh, I see.
Because again, I don't have to join the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I just can. I mean, here's my like, can I turn Mr. Beast into a master chef? I just filmed this video and this has all the intro and all that kind of stuff in there. It's food and cooking. So like, there's really not that many notes. This is mostly like just kind of bullet points of like the ingredients that we need to have on the counter and little notes for me. But there's not a whole lot here. Really, it's like this intro piece. And then I just do the video when I get there.
Oh, interesting. Can I read that?
Yeah, you can read it. Yeah.
Do you have any like this in your phone for a video coming up that's not that same format? Because we just watched the Mark Rober one. I'm curious. Is there another type of
for
video?
sure. I have a really fun one actually. Yeah.
Because I imagine by the time this comes out, the video will probably already be out as well.
Yeah. When does this come out? Do you know?
I would imagine it'll be about
A couple weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks plus. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The video probably won't come out until probably two months.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're filmed through the end of this summer now. So
You're filmed videos through the end of the summer.
yeah, we're filmed through end of August now.
So how much do you put out in a month? Because you don't put out
once every 3 weeks.
once
now.
every 3 weeks. So you do essentially one in a month, or I guess sometimes it'll overlap.
Yeah,
too,
basically
but-
it's going to be over that on average by the end of the year. But yeah,
and why that output?
that's just kind of what it's fallen into. It spaces out further and further every year. Honestly, my time has become more difficult, and it's just become like this difficult game of Tetris to fit everything together. And then we've gotten more complicated in the post-production. Just the edits have gotten slightly more complex, and we're spending more time on the finer details like music and color, etc. And then the dubbing, you got to give a few weeks for that. Yeah. So we're far ahead. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you.
So let me read this real quick because I find this.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber on the planet, who happens also to be the worst cook I've ever met.
Yeah, he was cool with it. So, and he is actually. He's probably top 5 or bottom 5.
That does not surprise me at all.
He's terrible.
But today I'm going to turn him into a master chef. I'll put him through an intense culinary boot camp, and at the end, he'll attempt to cook a perfect chocolate lava cake, one of the most difficult desserts on the planet, all by himself.
Yeah, I reuse the word boot camp. I try not to fully copy the same sort of thing, but again, it's hard knowing where the way I think about it is I only have one but that I can use in that whole intro. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to figure out, where does the but go? I went back and forth trying to figure out, does it go at the end of that first paragraph or the start of the second? It's hard. I don't want to reuse that word twice, and then same thing goes for every other word, and it's just like...
Can you read it again? I want to track where the word but comes again.
Yeah. This is Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber on the planet, who also happens to be the worst cook I've ever met. But today, I'm going to turn him into a master chef. I'll put him through an intense culinary boot camp, and at the end, he'll attempt to cook a perfect chocolate lava cake, one of the most difficult desserts on the planet, all by himself. And then, boom, we get into it. And I really don't have...
any scripting.
I don't... I can't, I'm not an actor. I really can't act. If you gave me lines right now, I'd butcher it.
Right.
So there's no script, as you can tell.
Yeah. And what's great is you have a excellent formula for storytelling, which is a bunch of ingredients, watch them turn into a finished product.
Yeah.
There's like a transformation of visuals that tell the story.
Yeah.
But it's a very short line in the beginning. That's like, reduction is really hard in writing.
Yeah.
So writing that into such a concise opening is challenging.
Yeah.
Did you catch the butt or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I did. I was just wondering, you said you'd only use it once. And as I was listening to it back, I was thinking, where else could it go? And there's actually a lot of moments. You could have said, but he's the worst chef I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have said at the very end, but he has to do it all by himself.
Yeah.
So you did actually intentionally put that tension point in exactly the right place.
Yeah, it sounds like such a tiny minor thing, but really it's not. I think it's super, super important which area you end up choosing to put that in. And it all has to, sometimes for when I'm leaving feedback and notes on the videos with my editors, I'll write like, you got to just like step back for a second and listen to it. It is sort of like a song a lot of the time, in the sense that it has to flow and everything has to line up together and feel like it's smooth and moving along. And sometimes if you just close your eyes and listen to the pacing, I mean, at least for me, I can tell even if I will say like, trim this by a few milliseconds or that kind of thing. And that bothers me a lot if the pacing is at all off. But it's important too that I choose the right words to say, or it makes it even more difficult or maybe impossible for it to really flow, you know?
Mm-hmm. Who manages these productions? Like, you even just talk about like how like the windows sometimes sounds like 2 months plus. You talk about having a team of editors.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have a producer. I've always liked it really pretty tight and quiet. So for this will give context. For short form, it's still just me in the kitchen with the camera and the food, and I run back and forth and I film, and no one's allowed in the room. That's
for short form. You handle all of it?
Yeah. I mean, like someone edits it, and no, I just don't like anybody there.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get that.
Occasionally now with collabs and whatever, I understand why people would have to be there, but otherwise, if it's just me in the kitchen and studio at home, it's just me in there, and I don't want anyone else there because it's how I started.
Have you become obsessed with like lighting and cameras and making sure it looks perfect? Because all of your shorts are incredibly, like, at this point, well lit.
Yeah.
The production seems really high.
I'm just dragging lights around on my own. I'm not like, I wouldn't call them fully professional. I'm definitely not a lighting expert. But I leave the windows open. I'm still using the natural light, but I'm using it a little bit better than I used to. I'm actually mixing the natural light with normal lights, which you're not like really supposed to do. I've heard at least, but the camera I can understand really, really well, and I can use that. And now I get it. And I've gotten, I've learned all that stuff. So that was just context to say, like, for that stuff, I like it really quiet. And that carries over to long form in the sense that we really don't have too many different players that are working on each video. So I have one guy on my team is kind of my right hand who helps. We strategize all day long. We will call in the morning, we'll call late at night. We pretty much talk 24/7. And Zach ends up traveling with me a lot for a lot of these shoots and things like that. And so that's definitely who I talk to most for the production of the videos themselves. And yeah, I mean, outside of that, we have just a couple more members of the team who might work on different individual parts of the videos and pulling it all together. But mainly it's a pretty core small group, and everyone kind of knows who they are, and they work on different things all the time. And we have a great small team. So it's not overly complicated. It's just me and one camera guy usually on the road for some of the stuff you were just looking at. And that's why it can be so cheap.
And then the editors are all remote?
Remote, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you're giving feedback in frame.
Yeah. It's a small core
It's
team.
a small team, yeah.
And we're definitely, we stretch ourselves out as needed, but it works. And I prefer it that way.
But your shoots, it's just your one camera guy who's shooting your stuff?
For a lot of this stuff, yes. Like for the next 3 videos, it's mostly just me and one camera guy. That's it. No producer, no really nobody else on site. Just 2 of us running gun.
Because your kitchen stuff looks really good, meaning Nick's kitchen, like the second channel
that's
stuff.
more.
That's
a totally separate production team.
We'll get there because that is really premium.
Yeah, that's different.
It's cool, man. I think actually what we've seen as a commonality is there is a correlation between like small teams and outsized returns in terms of like output and viewership right now. And I'm mainly thinking of Ryan Trahan. Like I think Ryan has done a great job with the tight-knit group.
Yep.
But it is interesting. It's like less stakeholders. It's less just barriers. It's even when you're shooting your short, you're like, it's just going to be me. I'm just going to shoot.
Yeah, that resonates a lot with me. It's like, it's only you to shoot a short, because even in here, I mean, we don't have that much team, but I find myself getting like nervous or self-conscious if I'm like filming in the middle of the room and trying to do lines or something or get something across.
I mean, I was on a shoot recently where with a brand where like someone had to walk in to like move the cutting board, and I'm like, I'm standing right here. I'm going to move my own cutting board. Like, I'm moving my knife. Like I'm going to pick up and move my knife on my own. But like someone technically was supposed to come in and was the only person in the room that was supposed to be moving that stuff. And I was like, this is so slow. Like I'd wait for this person to come across the room. And obviously like, that's just how some of these productions work. And that's just historically how I think some of this has worked, but I can't do that. Yeah. I really can't.
But think about how bizarre, like, and I think this is one of the challenges that we continue to face with like the world of now streamers wanting to get into the world of YouTubers, right? So like a Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, like they want to engage. I have to assume you've gotten offers or
talked about that stuff. We've talked about some of that stuff for sure.
But in that context, like they are so unfamiliar with the fact that you are the production company.
Yeah.
Like you'll go make the thing. To them, you're the talent. I think they're now catching up to this, right? Especially Prime Video. I think watching Jimmy do it, it's like, oh, okay, we get it. He's a production company.
Yep.
So like that is a pretty tangibly new thing that's like, we're going to work with Nick, but Nick's not just the person on screen. He actually would hold a camera and he can
I love the behind the scenes. Like I mean, I love working on all the, I actually think that it's hugely important that I remain a part of the process from A to Z, just because I think if I start to cut out too many of those parts and sort of delegate or hand it off to different people, I just think that then kind of what's the point in all of it? Like I started out doing all this stuff because I loved it. And I feel like I can take a bunch of my creativity and just put it into these projects time and time again on these videos. So if I am suddenly so far away that I just don't even know what's happening anymore, I don't think they're going to work out the way that I want them to anymore. So I like being a part of it. Sometimes it's a lot, but I mean, I'm still happy that I'm super involved in every single video.
So how many shorts do you put out? You said like once every 3 weeks you're putting out a long form video.
Yeah, we post a lot of shorts, probably once every 3 days or something, but we also now have multiple different channels. So I make shorts for the other channel, Nick's Kitchen, that are more like true, simple cooking techniques. And then, it's on average, it's probably once every 2 to 3 days across the different channels now. Yeah.
Once every 2 to 3 days across the channels, you're putting out a short.
Yep.
And so your production process for shorts, are you like sitting in a room and you and Zach are going, here's the videos we're going to make? Or is there like an evaluation of that's a really good idea, but that's not a long form, that's a short form video?
Yeah, we have just tons of lists of different ideas that we just constantly sort of go through. But I feel like the shorts end up happening more often than not, just kind of on the fly nowadays. Like maybe, so you said earlier that I could just sit in a kitchen and just keep everything there. And a lot of cooking channels do that for their whole career on YouTube. And that's totally fine, actually. That's what a lot of those people are there for. They just want to see a recipe and they want to be able to replicate it, or they just enjoy sitting back and watching it. So that's great. I just find that it feels so stagnant if I'm stuck at home too long. And there is just nothing like getting on a plane, even though I hate flying, and going to any place. I mean, I'll easily cross 100 flights this year too, which is the craziest part. Wow. It's like funny, but it's also, for me, it's not. It's like, well, it's I just have to make this choice. Do I want to travel, or do I want to stay in the kitchen at home? And so there's nothing like going to some new place, whether it's Ecuador or Japan or we just did the Southeast Asia trip, right? So going into some outdoor market during the middle of the day where nobody else there speaks English, and just walking around and seeing all these crazy new foods that you've never seen before, even though I've seen a lot of different foods, right? There's nothing like that. And I can't learn that at home. I can't like grab one of those fruits and rip it open and like taste a little piece of it and just experience this whole new thing. Can't do that at home. And so I feel like when we do these trips, me and Tim will go to places like this, my camera guy, and we'll just see something cool like that. And we both immediately will look at each other and be like, nobody's going to have seen this before. Let's make a quick short. Boom, we bang it out, and then that's that. So a lot of them happen that way now, which is pretty cool. It's just super organic, like on the go, on the fly. But
reminds me a lot of how Bourdain would talk about traveling with his crew, and the reasons why it was good was because they kept the crew for a long time incredibly small.
Yeah.
And he never wanted to do retakes too on lines. He would say, like, if a producer came in and was like, hey, could you actually say that again? He would get like angry because he would say no.
Yeah.
And it feels like you have a lot of these components outside of the fact that you don't like flying that would make a really good travel show.
Yeah, for sure.
In some ways, of course, you have a travel show.
We're traveling a lot
on YouTube. You're trying to do a travel show.
Well, yeah. Every time I've been approached, funny enough, by one of these big streamers, I've actually pretty much turned around to all of them and said, like, I really think it'd be great to do like the next version of Bourdain and show the new generation of people who love food and cooking the rest of the world. And I think it's just one of those things that maybe doesn't sell all that well right now, or they don't have a lot of new ones.
Interesting.
But whatever. I keep doing it by myself. I don't really care.
Yeah, I guess the question is like, you can just
I just do it by myself.
You can just make it.
But what's so cool about what you just said is I mean, when it comes to Bourdain, it's not that I don't want to redo lines. It's that if someone misses it on the camera and is like, can you just say that one more time? I always, they know not to even ask anymore, because I can't say it with the same enthusiasm and youthful excitement that I say it with the first time. Like I said, I can't act. So I can't get excited about like seeing the fruit again. I can't. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, totally.
So
yeah.
And so the short where you're showing how a pineapple is cut in
India.
In India.
Mumbai, yeah.
Is that one that happened more on the fly?
100% on the fly.
So bring me through, like, would you see it happen? And then like, how are you capturing it in a way that like you are now making a short all of a sudden?
Yeah. So I'm like putting myself back and walking into that market, but we walked into this market. And then I remember on my right, as I'm walking by, there's like these couple guys sitting on the floor cross-legged with a million pineapples sitting around them. And I was like, that's so cool. That's crazy. I've never seen this many pineapples. But also there was this really interesting looking long knife with just like it almost looked like a blade you might do a straight edge shave with or something. And then they had a couple of these already cut pineapples, and I'd never seen them cut like that before, with those little, it was like a spiral staircase, like down the whole pineapple. And they removed all those little dots that you get there that are still kind of embedded in there. And I'd never seen that attention to detail on a pineapple before. So we just thought it was really cool. And we literally just, I think we had someone there with us that was kind of a translator and was able to just say, hey, do you mind if they film, and can you just do one on camera? And the funniest part to me sometimes is like, they have no idea that this is going to go up on, well, they do, because we tell them. We don't ever go and like, anyone that's cool with it will film, right? But at the same time, they have no idea that it's just going to go on to like a channel and possibly get 10 or 20 or 30 million views like in a couple days. They just don't know. And we try to definitely, like I said, try to explain that. But I think there's this crazy irony of just the fact that like there's this really cool, unique like art to whatever it is that this person's doing. And sometimes I do think that we're the first people ever showing it, which I think is really fun and really cool. Like I love that. I think it's amazing.
I think it's why too, just one camera or a small crew is infinitely better than 15.
Yeah.
Because you're getting access.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, people are comfortable.
Last time we were in Japan, we filmed a video in the fish market in Japan, which you can't just go and walk into this fish market. It's like you have to, basically you can really only go in there if you work there. But we've been able to get in a few times. I go every time I'm there. I wake up at 3:45. I go spend like 4 or 5 hours walking around. It's one of the best things I have ever done in my life and will ever probably do, for me at least. It's like I'm a kid in a candy store, even though it smells a little bit like fish and there's just live seafood all over. I'm obsessed with it, right? And we went in there last time and we asked this guy, is it okay to take a couple of videos and make a little video? And he said, yeah, just do it subtly and don't, if anyone gives you a look, just, know that you shouldn't probably film towards them. And they told us when we were in there that a couple of days before Netflix had shown up. And I'm sure they had those like big cameras.
Yep.
And they just told them to get right out and turn around. And so there's a really classic example of, in that moment, I was like, well, this is amazing. What we get to do is this is a really cool bonus to what we get to do and a nice benefit to.
Yeah. I mean, you think about even Ryan, like Ryan shoots a lot of his stuff with his iPhone.
It's awesome.
And a tiny mic. And like that is so disarming if you're filming with someone.
I forget who this was, but someone was telling me they were somewhere and they brought their camera and they were filming. And the guy said, no, you can't film here. Yeah. And they said, can I film with my phone? And the guy said, oh, just your phone? Yeah, go for it. And the iPhone shoots 4K. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I also don't understand it, right? Like I think eventually the iPhones are just going to get so good that maybe we could just, like they already are really good, but the sensors are just different than the cameras that we use and stuff. And I do think it's so ironic that you can literally go anywhere and use an iPhone. And then you bring like even the tiniest camera and they're like, get out. It's like just, it doesn't make sense.
So what I wanted to ask about like once every 3 weeks, you're already planned to the summer. You have a long list of long form video ideas. How do you like greenlight a video idea? If you're like investing that type of time and money into it, if there's such a limited slate of what comes out on your main YouTube channel in a year, what's the, I understand the short form, right? Because it's kind of lower stakes. You can shoot it with your phone or you can shoot it with a camera and go quick. Oh, we see this thing, this pineapple is super visually engaging. Let's shoot a short around it. Or I have this short idea. When it comes to like a long form YouTube video every 3 weeks, you just have a limited slate. So you have to be more decisive of what you're investing in. So how are you choosing, like as the programming executive of your channel, how do you choose what gets greenlit?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a great question because the stakes become higher and higher and higher. You can't just go and spend $50K on a video that makes back $1,000. It's just not possible. Like you can't do that. And so realistically, I think it's just part of it is when I just feel like I know now and I look at this idea and I'm like, for these reasons, I think this video is going to crush it, right? And if you picked out any title of one of my videos and asked me why do I think that would, do well or why do I think it did well, right? I could tell you a long list of why I initially greenlighted that idea. Like some are very obvious, right? Like this Mr. Beast one coming up of the cooking challenge versus Mr. Beast. That's obvious. It's Mr. Beast and it's a fun video and
it's a format you've done before.
Yeah, exactly. So that one's easy. But for so many, it's I think I just try to think about the big picture. And also, can I have fun genuinely telling the story of this video? Like sometimes, someone else on my team will approach with an idea and if I'm not overly excited about it, I think we all know right away it's not going to work and it's not going to be a success because I have so much fun making these videos and I can't go in and just, it would be like acting. It would be like me going in and acting and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's like this combination of so many things and if I feel really strongly about it and if Zach then feels really strongly about it and then I work with one of my brothers actually now who has done a lot of the kind of more international pushes that we've done. And if he feels like, oh yeah, this is going to be great for an international audience now too. If all those things, if all the stars align, then usually I feel pretty comfortable pushing it forward. But I could it would be easier to sort of tell you very specifically, like with this concept, why do I think it's going to do well? And I can just give you a list of stuff, you know?
Is there a concept that you have that's coming out in the next month that you could tell us that's greenlit?
Yeah. I mean, we have one coming out soon that's called I Ate the World's Best Street Food. And like, I think that one's really cool and really unique because it's actually almost the total opposite of me going into like the fanciest restaurant in LA and spending $2,500 on just my, you know, serving it, and knowing that people might appreciate and watch that video because most people just are never going to or can never get a meal that expensive. It just doesn't make any sense, right? And so the reason I would do something like that, or have in the past sometimes, is because I sort of feel like, okay, I'll spend the money, I'll go do this thing, and I'll show some experience that no one else can really access or maybe really wants to. And that's fun. This street food one is almost the opposite. This is like, let's go to these street stalls all around the world, and a lot of the food is going to cost somewhere between $1 and $3 in US dollars, right? And show the people cooking it, and show the new ingredients that people have never really seen before, maybe, and show the different cooking techniques, or just the setting that the street food place is in. Like one of them was on a boat. Literally, it's like rocking all over the place while the guys are cooking in there, and they're handing it off onto the shore. Like coolest thing ever, right? And I never heard of this before. So that one is cool because the setting is different every single time. It's in a new location. It's in a new country. There's fire. There's just all sorts of actions that are involved in it. There's quick chopping. There's lots of sounds. There's all sorts of crazy different flavors and ingredients. And so that one for me is like the hard work was already done when we thought of the concept. Like it's already all in the concept itself. I don't have to think too hard about it.
Why not title that around like the cheapest, or like some other superlative of, because your most popular video is around like cooking food for the heaviest, right, sumo wrestler. Yeah. And so it's like, there's a lot, obviously on YouTube, there's a lot of like cheapest, most expensive. Extremes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a great answer for you on that one. I just I feel like we pick titles now and we stick with them. We haven't changed the title for a long time.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, we don't change titles that much anymore. Maybe thumbnails, but not titles. So I just try to pick the simplest thing. And I don't know. I also try to think about like what might people type in on Google, because obviously they go so hand in hand, YouTube and Google as search engines. So I don't know. I don't overthink that part of it. I feel like,
wow, that must be nice.
I think too, though, you can pick that title because I also think you're at a point where, because of your reputation, you've built the trust that with a simple title like that, it's not going to be you just in, I went to LA, New York, and San Francisco to eat street food.
Sure.
Right? Yeah, like I bet you there are a lot of videos titled "Ate the World's Best Street Food." And it was like they went to one place.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's probably true.
And I think there's now this understanding with you, and I imagine the thumbnail alludes to where you went.
Yeah, I think this is probably at least between 10 and 12 places. And
and it's all around the world.
And it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, starts in Iceland, then we move to like, I don't know, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Bangkok. We're all over for this one video.
Which is wild, because you just mentioned like doing like a Bourdain style show. That's essentially
there it is.
That's like, in a sense, right?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's probably someone who's irreplaceable, but like
he's
doing
irreplaceable. I'm just saying the parts unknown concept of like,
for sure,
you're going to these kind of more remote places and trying their food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get your reaction to something we saw in the r/cooking Reddit subreddit.
I'm not a big Redditor. Is that a term? Redditor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine.
We'll find out.
What'd you find out?
You're talking about, right, this video where you eat street food and you're going to 10 to 12 different countries. It's this whole thing. There's fire. There's a lot of action happening. And the post in r/cooking is titled, "What Happened to All the Big YouTube Cooking Channels?" And it has almost 5,000 upvotes, 3,000 comments. And it says, the last year, pretty much all the big channels in cooking on YouTube have seen a massive decline in quality content or content in general.
Okay.
And then one of the reasons that this person gives is he says, it's the algorithm. Now these channels are needing to put out more content with bigger titles just to get half the views of 3 years ago. And he brings up some Joshua Weissman titles of like every spicy chicken sandwich between Korea and Mississippi. Yeah. Or Babish, says has to rank every potato chip dipped in every dip ever. Mm-hmm. And just this idea that, now cooking channels have to go to such lengths to feel like they are getting viewership and fitting in almost with the YouTube algorithm rather than maybe like reaching cooking purists and enthusiasts is the argument.
Yep. Oh, I was just, by the way, I spilled water all over my shirt. So if you guys can just edit this out for the rest of the video, that'd be awesome.
You could probably rotoscope that.
Yeah, just edit that out. That's really interesting. The really funny part about it is that this year we also created that second channel. So I've put a bunch of time and money and energy into this Nick's Kitchen,
dude,
which is like exactly that.
Yeah, I've learned how to cook something on Nick's Kitchen.
That's great. Yeah. Well, that's the goal.
My wife sent me the orange chicken one and was like, you got to cook this.
It's really good.
Yeah, it looks insane when you cook it.
It's such great orange chicken.
I want you to explain it, but my vantage point from the outside is like your main channel is like entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like entertainment with food as the basis of the entertainment. And Nick's Kitchen is like a cooking channel.
Exactly. Yeah.
So did you sort of feel that a little bit as well of like, oh, I have a desire to get back to the sort of food purist in me?
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have said this, right? Is like cooking shows are dead and, you know, all this stuff. And I definitely think it is probably true that with how much is being posted on YouTube now, you really need to get crazy sometimes to get eyeballs. Like people are doing some wild things online now, right? It's true. Like how am I supposed to get a bunch of views holding making a waffle if like some guys, you know what happens on the internet now. So
if some guy's breaking the world record for the biggest waffle ever made,
exactly,
and consumed in the least amount of time.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's crazy to see some of the stuff people are posting. And so the reality is, you know, if they can go and watch something else and something else is going to be more fun, then why would they ever go and watch that? And so I think that is true that like the really slow and kind of, I don't know, the slow and sometimes maybe a little bit boring cooking videos, especially with, you know, now there's DoorDash and Uber Eats and all those different things. So a bunch of people have stopped cooking and just opted for that anyways. And you can also go to a restaurant and all these things combined together, like these different things that make it easy to not sit through a 30-minute video on how to make orange chicken. I think it has all contributed to probably overall maybe lower viewership for that stuff, or just making it feel like lower viewership because, you know, you see a lot of other stuff getting crazy high viewership. So yes, it's really hard as a creator, as a food and cooking creator to defend spending a bunch of time on making an orange chicken episode when you can go and break the world record for the most chickens, you know, ever broken down in 60 seconds, like that kind of thing, right? If I know that this is going to get 10 times more views, then why would I make the orange chicken? Like I'll make more money. It's arguably, it's just maybe more fun, right? There's a lot of different reasons to do it. My philosophy now is just, why not just do both, right? I mean, I separated them kind of very clearly. I have my main channel, you know, that's all food entertainment, like you said.
Yeah.
Then we have Nick's Kitchen, and it's classic, simple, straightforward recipes. And I know for a fact it's not going to get the viewership that the main channel is going to get. Like I know that as hard as I work on this Nick's Kitchen channel, it's never going to get the viewership that my main channel is going to get. And I'm totally fine with that. I've accepted that. But it also may be even more meaningful to the core audience that's watching those videos. And from there, we have a really nice recipe website now that you can go on and I mean, there's a lot of different things we can do with this. And
it's a much more mature brand.
Yeah.
Nick's Kitchen is like a brand that feels mature. It feels more similar to when I was growing up, like what a professional chef, what their brand would look and feel like.
It's very polished.
It's polished. But it's polished, but it does bring a different twist to cooking content in that, again, back to the orange chicken video, like one thing I noticed is how fast it moves, but it doesn't move like fast in a way that the Rober video where things are flying at you or there's different cuts and there's graphics, it doesn't move like that. It moves at like, again, it all feels mature.
Yeah.
And I find it to be so interesting because I am constantly surprised. I have like, you know, pretty young nephews. Granted, their dad owns a restaurant, so they're really into cooking. But they love your videos. And like, they're like,
my nephews love your videos.
They love your videos.
I mean, I'll tell you now, like, and I would never have expected this from the start, but like, it's hard for me now to meet a kid who doesn't watch or like the videos, which is crazy to say for food and cooking. Yeah.
But they're also like, they only want Osmo salt. And it's like, is 10 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he just wants Osmo salt.
It's amazing.
And
I mean, it's cool to see that kids
yeah.
are getting pumped up about cooking, right?
But it's interesting that you've kind of spread the brand now where Nick's Kitchen can, you know, can talk to like people in their 30s.
Yeah, there's no jokes, there's no craziness, there's none of the editing is going to punch you in the face while you're watching it, right? It's straightforward, it's simple. It's something that my grandmother would have probably enjoyed watching. Yeah. Actually, well, one of my grandma does still. She wasn't the one that did a whole lot of cooking, but she probably watches it sometimes.
And then real like nuanced tips, like you're cutting the chicken and you're like, oh, I put a cutting board on top of the cutting board to cut the chicken. So then I can move that and then use this cutting board. I was like, that's like a nuanced tip to give.
Yeah.
Or how you cut the grape tomatoes by putting the two lids, like between the two lids, and you go straight through.
Yeah. Like you said, that's a really simple but fun tip that's easy for anyone to think of and remember when they're at home next time and they know, okay, I don't have to get all these nasty chicken or steak juices into my nice big wood cutting board that's impossible to clean, and I can just use this little small one on top and throw it right in the dishwasher. Like, it's a quick, simple, fun thing, and that's the goal of the channel. It's like simple, beautiful. I love the look of the actual, you know, we spend a lot of time on the lighting for this and making the food look gorgeous.
It looks amazing.
It looks really great.
It looks amazing.
It looks really
It's a very polished look and like, and the website and everything about it to me feels like very, very mature.
It's awesome. I'm losing a ton of money on it.
Really?
A lot of money.
But you also like, now I guess we can explore like the broader, you know, business ecosystem of what you're doing. Cause you said like, you're not a brand deal guy, which I find to be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can see, I don't remember the last brand deal I had in a long form video, actually.
So if it's not the brand deals, if you're saying no to brand deals, because I imagine people are reaching out.
Yeah, people. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time, unless you find this perfect synergy with a brand where it really doesn't take away from the content of the video and allows you to maybe do something bigger or just works so well, most of the time, I feel that the brand deals are just, you know, they, if not done right and tastefully, they take away from the video. I mean, that's not a crazy thought by me. It's not a novel idea there, but I just try to not put that many of them in there. But
I'd have to imagine though, in your category, that there would be, whether it's like cookware or knives, like there would be stuff that's additive too.
I'm just really picky.
Or Viking, or like MasterChef does that at every turn, right?
Yeah,
like
a lot of stuff,
immediately, like the camera's turning and zooming in on the Viking cookware.
But it also does slow down your process. And change your process for your team, right? Like you already said, your time is limited. You're doing a lot. You're moving.
I'm just hyper picky on that stuff. I'm ultra picky. But
what's the biggest deal you've said no to?
It was close to 7 figures, and it was just under 7 figures, and it was something where I was going to be charging people to see all the content, and I just didn't want to do it.
Got it.
I just was like, the whole point of YouTube is that you don't have to pay to watch the videos.
So this was taking your content off platform?
No, it was new content.
It was new content.
It was for new content that was going to like live somewhere that I would it would be like a small fee, but I'll tell you this, I don't even pay for YouTube Premium. If I open my computer or phone right now, you'll see the ads on there. Like
you're man of the people.
Still have the ads.
Man of the people.
People make
we
fun
share
of me
a
about
YouTube
that.
Premium account, so we're
not. You do? Yeah. Okay, well that's fine. You share it, so it's like, but I still have the ads. Yeah, I didn't want to make people pay for it. That's the entire point of what YouTube is. Like you can go and watch a free video on anything at any time. So it's like about 7 figures, and I actually didn't even think about it. I actually said no to an earlier figure, and then they came back and doubled or tripled it, and then we didn't do it. As you can see, all my stuff's free still, so that's good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, this is obviously all in the context of like you saying that Nick's Kitchen loses money, quote unquote. Is that what you said, or you're not sure that it's profitable?
It's losing a lot of money.
It actually loses a lot of money.
Oh, it's losing a lot of money. I could show you. It's a lot of money.
What do you mean you can show me?
Oh, if I showed you a statement and showed you my AdSense, you'd see that there's I don't know, $150,000 difference or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Or more than that.
But here's the thing. Nick's Kitchen is like very evergreen content, right? Like how to cook a steak or how to cook, like you're choosing titles that when you talked about Google search, like these are titles that will live on for a long time. People will find these things for a long time.
Yeah, no, these will be great. I think in the long term, it'll be good. But Yeah, I mean, right now, every 2 months that we film, it's probably burning. It's burning in the low six figures of money. It's just a lot. It's like a huge investment to make, but I'm making that investment because I believe in it so much, and I just think I mean, I think it's an awesome thing to do. Just create this like really high end.
I also
premium.
think it's like okay to lose money to give something that you believe your audience wants that you also like to do for yourself. Like
if I can afford to do it, why not?
If you can afford to do it, like,
because
we all started out making things and losing money anyway.
Yeah,
right. Because your broader business is not losing money.
No, and I'm also
Nick's
spending
Kitchen is
the time. Like I would argue that the amount of time that I'm putting into Nick's Kitchen, like I would at this point, to me, that's worth more than even maybe the money that we're losing right now. The amount of time that I spend making the show and the videos themselves. So I care about it a lot. I'm doing it because I'm really excited about it and I want to do it. There's no hidden thing in Nick's Kitchen that like I'm getting out of it. It's just I think it was needed on YouTube.
To me though, I think it's needed on YouTube. B, I think it validates you as a chef.
Yeah, it's great.
Because the thing is, if you're only an entertainment chef,
yeah, it's a great point.
I don't know that I believe you when your cookbook comes out or when your products come out.
I mean, even to get back to Bourdain, a lot of his insecurity as he started on the show was that he was no longer a working chef and was losing touch with just what it's actually like to be.
Yeah, you could. He always sort of felt like he wasn't like a valid. Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny. I call it, there's two different things. When I'm on the main channel and we're filming for the main channel, and I'm maybe cooking something for one of the videos, I call that cooking. And when I'm cooking for Nick's Kitchen, I call it like cooking. Like I'm actually cooking. And I have a lot of fun. I get into this like fun mindset and zone, and I have a blast filming these episodes. Like I have so much fun. I'm learning all the time when I make them. I go in there, I'm just cooking. Like that's it. There's no script at all for that. We come in with nothing, and there's just the food, the food's there, the ingredients are there, and I don't really like much prepped out. Like I just want to do it all on camera. There's really not, there's rarely any movie magic there where like there's a swap out or whatever. That's if there's a birria for 4 hours, like we'll put a prep one in before. That's it. Everything that you see on there, I'm cooking it, I'm having fun. That's cooking for me. And like, that's where I'm like in the element. Like back when I was working in a restaurant during college and sweating and having a blast with it, it's like, that's what that is for me now. So I love it.
Is that an important identity piece for you? Like to retain that?
Yeah. I mean, there's this really weird kind of thing where I feel like for sure, so many chefs that have really earned that chef title, or like at least earned it in the traditional sense of like grinding through those hours in the kitchen, which is one of the hardest things ever. Like I haven't even scratched the surface of it. I've worked in the amount of time I've worked in restaurants, it pales in comparison to any of these people out there that are just grinding day in, day out, going into a restaurant, doing all the prep, working all night long, sweating so much that when you drink water, you don't even have to go to the bathroom all night because you're just so dehydrated. And then getting back home at like 1 or 2 or even later in the morning. It's a crazy grind. It's really, really difficult. And I've only just seen like I said, the basic of it, basics behind that. So I have so much respect for that. But yes, I think on the other hand, like when I'm making these videos, when I'm making, can I turn Rober or like Trahan or Mr. Beast into a master chef? Like I need to know how to cook. I need to know what I'm doing, obviously, or the video just, again, there's no acting involved. I don't think any of these people I'm naming, or you or me, are actors.
I'm a miserable actor. Yeah.
Truly, if we made a play right now, nobody's going to watch it because it'd be the worst thing anybody's ever seen.
Watched me try, and I got like,
I can tell the story if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we originally worked in one room. So everyone in the entire company was in the same room and our set was right in the middle.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, in the middle of the day, Samir's on a Zoom call. And he's talking with people. We don't know what he's doing. And what we find out is that he is auditioning for a Lexus commercial in the middle of the day via Zoom.
Yeah.
And they ask him to basically like open the door and look out the window startled. And so they ask him to do it. He does it.
Yeah.
And they're like, have you done it yet?
They said, whenever you're ready. They said, whenever you're ready,
well, how do you even
go ahead.
How did you reply to that?
I said, oh yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it again. Now, mind you, I get DM'd by a director who's like, hey, I love your look. This is like a Hollywood dream, right? It's like, I love your look. I think it'd be great for this Lexus commercial I'm about to do. I was like, amazing. Now, on Zoom, what happens? I thought basically,
Can we just acknowledge also how insane it is to not tell all of us and do it in the middle of the day in the center of the office?
Listen, I didn't want anyone to think
it's a weird move.
I didn't want anyone to think I was like Timberlaking and just like going off on a solo career. So I thought,
I actually think the impact was worse.
Yeah.
Because the perceived was like, oh wow, he's going to do it right in front of us and go off into Hollywood.
So
he's going to land the Lexus commercial and we'll never see him again.
I thought I was just getting on Zoom with the director. So I get on Zoom and I'm in a Zoom waiting room and this woman goes, "You got your sides?" And I was like,
What's
"What?
that even mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean?" And she was like, "You're doing the scene outside the restaurant." And I was like, "What?"
Huh?
And she was like, "It's all good. They'll tell you." And then I get put into a new Zoom room with 15 people.
Oh.
And then they go, "Hey, can you back up and stand so we can see your full body?" And that's when everyone looks around and is like, what kind of call is he on?
Like, what is Samir doing?
Yeah. What kind of call is he on?
What are you auditioning for?
And seriously, they tell me to do it. They explained to me the scene because I was like, I don't have the sides. Explain to me the scene. And I do it. And they're like, "Whenever you're ready." And I was like, I was like, now
I wouldn't know what to do.
Now I'm panicked.
You might have to just go close the laptop.
So then I do it again, but I try and make it like more exaggerated.
Yeah.
And then they just go again. They were like, "Is that it? You good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Are you guys good?"
Like, "Sir, is that your best?"
They were not good.
No, they were like, "All right, we're good. Thank you so much. We'll reach out." No, just
didn't reach out.
No, didn't reach out. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, thankfully, we have YouTube, you know?
So all that
You're
to
fine.
say,
You guys are
what
fine.
were we talking about? Fluffernutters or something? Is that what it's called?
Before this?
Yeah, before this.
That was like an hour
Yeah,
ago.
that was, yeah, you're lost in a time warp.
Oh, I haven't listened to anything you said since then.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that was the last thing I heard you say.
Yeah. Man.
It was about your relationship with being a chef.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the word chef.
that's it. There it is. Yeah.
The
I got
identity of being a chef.
Yeah. No,
You're not an actor. That's all you said.
No, I'm not an actor. I think there is this kind of strange thing where it's, it's a very contested title, I think, historically, traditionally, it's always been this title that maybe only one person in the kitchen has, and it's a harder thing. But realistically, just for what I feel like I do now, like it's the best representation. I'm going into the kitchen basically every single day, and I'm cooking, and so I'm directing what's going on in my own kitchen. Like it's kind of a tricky subject for sure. Like but I'll say this, there's probably multiple different types of chefs, right? And so I've carved out my own little niche.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people have this like very incredibly harder title of something else entirely. But yeah, it's all to say, yes, I need to keep those skills for myself sharp, and I need to constantly be, I need to be training all the time to keep up. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite celebrity chefs is Matty Matheson.
Nice.
And he has his Matheson Food Co. He's an actor on The Bear. He has a YouTube channel. And he also has one, if not multiple restaurants.
Yeah. Very well-rounded.
Yeah. Super well-rounded. Would you ever open up a rrestaurant?
I haven't thought about it too much lately because I feel like for me right now, that would be so limiting for what I think we can hit. And so I've focused a little bit more and increasingly I'm focusing on Osmo, which even though that's just 3,000 Walmarts across the US, that's at least a start, and I can get something out there to a lot more people than I would be able to if I just had this, one standalone restaurant in Boston to start right now. That said, if something came along, that worked out perfectly, similar to the cookbook, I think I'd put a lot of passion and excitement into it.
Sure.
And but right now, the cookbook's another great example. In like the next couple of days, we'll basically have been #1 on gourmet cooking for 2 years straight with the cookbook, which is awesome. On Amazon, I should say. Sorry.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that's crazy.
Wait, you're the #1 cookbook on Amazon?
If you look on Amazon right now, best-selling cookbooks in gourmet cooking, we've been one for 2 years as of the
for 2 years straight.
We've moved to 2 maybe once or twice and then jumped up, but on average, we've been #1 on there for 2 years straight since we launched. And so that's really cool. And that for me is, again, a much larger impact than I could make with opening up a restaurant right now. And so I'm trying to think a little bit bigger than that. I also know how difficult it is. Honestly, that's the other side of it. I know how hard it is. And I think my efforts right now are best used elsewhere.
I'm surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm surprised that people still buy cookbooks. I mean, I guess my wife buys cookbooks all the time. Like, yeah,
it's a great gift.
Ton of cookbooks.
It's a really good identity piece.
Yeah.
Right. It's hard to imagine a kitchen without cookbooks.
Yeah. I mean, it's like almost like saying
your cookbook has like almost 3,000 reviews.
Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Crazy.
It's almost
like saying like, I'm surprised people still buy normal books. Like, and don't just use, like you could go on the computer and go on there. And I actually thought the same thing at the start. Like I was a little hesitant, should I do the cookbook or not? But I'm so happy that I did it. And again, the reason I bring that up is because I think that has a much larger impact than opening up a restaurant for me right now, where I'm at.
On a monthly basis, what's like your viewership, either across all the channels or maybe just main channel? Like if you were to estimate.
Yeah, I'll estimate because I don't look at the analytics a crazy amount, believe it or not. I don't have any social media on my phone either. That's one thing that I took off like probably 3 years ago now. Yeah, I'll go on Instagram on the desktop computer once in a while to check in, and I'll go on YouTube on the computer once in a while, but I don't.
So you don't have YouTube Studio on your phone?
No.
That's so healthy.
It's great. Yeah. See, that's why I did it.
Look at how happy you are.
Let alone
I'm
Instagram.
so happy.
Look at how happy this
Look
guy
at my
is.
face.
Yeah.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
Happiest guest we've ever had.
Yeah. I get that a lot. I would say across everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say now it's pretty confidently, I would say it's hovering probably around 750 million to 1 billion views a month on everything.
So 750 to 1 billion views a month. And
yeah.
Do you have a sense for like how global that is?
Well, I mean, yes, because the more that I've traveled globally, I'm like, oh my God, I can't walk around Vietnam without taking 1 million pictures in the day. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like I think our top languages in the last little bit for YouTube viewership have been Spanish has been definitely crushing it, and then Vietnamese, and then Korean has done well, and I want to say French and maybe 1 or 2 others. So, I mean, I can see it now while I travel.
So obviously, like when you're reaching 1 billion eyeballs in a month, or 750 million eyeballs in a month, launching a product you have such a competitive advantage in the market, right? Of course, like you have your own show that is a major. If it was on a network, it's one of the biggest shows of all time.
Yeah.
So how has that translated into like sales of a product, whether the cookbook or to now Osmo with the seasoning brand?
Yeah, I mean the cookbook was pretty crazy. It's crazy to think that so many people just have that sitting in their kitchen also, just on their counter or whatever. And I'll have kids come up and have the entire book marked up with like 1 million different bookmarks in it and different things, which is also really cool.
That's cool.
So people are actually they're not just buying it to like look at the cover and have it as this little vanity thing in there. It's people really use it, which is great. The success of that was amazing. I certainly better than I would have thought, and I was sort of surprised too. People still buy cookbooks, to be honest with you, but they do.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm surprised. My wife does it all the time. So
no, they buy them.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
I have a lot, but you know. And then for the other side of it, for the seasoning for Osmo, we just totally tried to change things up with that quite a bit, and just set it up better for the long term. So I felt like initially we tried to make this sort of more premium, like fancy or whatever, glass jars, that kind of stuff. And then for me, it was just too expensive, like way too expensive. And just like, there were too many parts of it that I didn't really like. And so now I want to make it, I want to make it a little more fun too. So we have now, I have some in my backpack. I remember too, if you want to see. Yeah, I could show you them if you want.
Yeah, I would love to check
like,
it out.
if you grab the chicken one, for instance, if you just taste it dry, it's, by the way, really awesome.
Let's
like
do
it's just, I love it. But they're in plastic jars now. They're, I don't know, they're just more, they're more affordable, but they're also, you shouldn't have glass in a kitchen. Like, I don't know why I was so dumb to put stuff in a glass jar. Like I know that from working in kitchens that you should never have glass in any kitchen. And I put it in glass jars at the start. So like, I can admit that was just
why
not
should you not
move.
have glass in a kitchen?
Because if you break glass, it just shatters and shards everywhere. It's just not a smart thing to have in a kitchen. Here, you can just huck it all through. Oh, you're going to walk in? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Oh, where's the chicken one? I like the chicken one a lot. It just smells so
I'm
good.
ready to try some of this. So this is an because like you started with just
no.
salt and pepper, right? Or no?
Sorry.
Did you start with more than just
Sorry,
salt and
guys.
pepper?
I'm making a mess here.
Dude, that's totally
I
fine.
spilled water everywhere.
That's all good. All right, so this is the Osmo Golden Gourmet blend, perfect for chicken.
Salt, if you want. It's a little heavy.
That's something you'd
It
be
is
into.
heavy.
It's a bit heavy.
I'm into all of it.
Yeah.
You should take some of these
Okay,
guys
that's
home.
too much.
That's a lot, but
That's too
it's not
much.
going to be overpowered. Don't eat all of it, maybe, but like
Oh, that's delicious.
you can tell that that's going to make chicken exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Right?
That
Yeah.
would make a lot of things exciting.
Yeah,
This is really good.
it's good, right?
Mhm.
So
All right, I'm going to move straight to that.
So this is fun because
Okay.
because I mean so many people can get these and then go
Mm.
back home and I made the blends and had a lot of fun making the blends, and like this is how I would season my chicken. This is why I made them like this. And so
Well,
I think
that's delicious.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
And so
this
I think
one's really good.
it's great.
This one's crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
I hope this is not a diss, and
Yeah.
you can
I mean,
cut it
diss
if-
me.
you can
I
cut it if you feel
I
that
called
it
you
is.
what I call you Wonder Bread earlier. so
Wonder
you
Boy
can
or
go-
Wonder Bread Boy. Or
Get
something.
me once.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
go ahead.
This is not meant to be a diss.
Yeah.
But the chicken flavor tastes like top ramen, which I love.
Nice.
Chicken flavor
Yeah.
top ramen. It's delicious.
Well, what that is like all those different ramens and different things will have some kind of MSG. These don't have MSG, but
Right.
what they do have is that same flavor profile that'll want to make you keep eating it.
Here's
And
how
that's
delicious.
I'll speak for maybe a little more elevated palate than he has.
Then Wonder Bread.
Yeah, to me it
I'm
tastes.
sorry. I'm sorry.
To me it tastes like a.
okay.
To me it tastes like a broth,
I take it
or
back.
like a stock, like a dry broth,
Sure.
which is
sure.
what he's trying to say.
And by the way, I think you have a more elevated palate than you're getting credit for.
I agree.
I can understand.
Top
that, but I'm
ramen.
Also,
just-
like it's just,
yeah.
it's just a different
I
side
just
of the
think-
coin. Like
I think-
it's all food.
I do think Wonder Bread is one of the more fun nicknames that I've heard
Yeah.
heard
I've heard
used
somebody-
before.
We can run with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah. Now I feel compelled for us to get on a group chat, and I'm going to send you guys what I make for dinner at night. 'Cause I think
Send
you need to
pictures.
know that, like,
Yeah.
this started direct to consumer, right?
Yeah. it
Like this started as like
direct-to-consumer.
e-commerce.
Yeah. And
so
then
you were just selling this on your own website.
Mhm. And then we took the leap to Walmart, not crazy long after that to just make a big push in there. I think, Walmart's seen the success of, yeah, they're good, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
you
really
can
good.
understand when you taste
It's actually
them.
really good. It's,
Yeah, it is good.
It's pretty different.
Yeah.
But sorry, I was cutting you off.
No,
so
that's
you
okay.
use e-commerce and then Walmart stuff.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But today, like I would assume, considering your cookbook is crushing it on Amazon, these are available on.
Yeah. They're
Amazon.
on Amazon. They're on TikTok Shop. We're kind of putting them everywhere. You can get like a nice big bundle now. And in terms of the pricing, I've really pushed our team to make it like as realistic
what does this
as
cost?
possible. I think the bundle of the 5 is like $22, but don't quote me on that because
Okay.
we've just only put them on. But I think the bundle's around like $22 or $25.
And
for-
is this like a partnership with a seasoning brand, or is
No.
this is your own seasoning?
yeah,
you did
yeah,
everything.
This is we
yourself.
built it from the start. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where does the lion's share of the revenue come from? Like if you were to break down where the revenue for your whole ecosystem is,
Everything?
is it AdSense
Yeah.
primarily? So it's
Mhm.
primarily AdSense.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, if I wanted it to be brand deals, it would be
Yeah.
brand deals. But I would say it's now probably pretty close to an even-ish split between AdSense and brand deals, but it probably leans a little bit more towards AdSense. Because if I do a brand deal, then usually they're on the larger side because I just
Yeah.
again I'm pretty careful and,
Yeah.
and choosy with those. And I would still say it's probably AdSense, which is kind of crazy
That is
for
crazy.
a
Mhm.
channel of our size at this point, but that's how it is. Yeah.
And this is not yet like revenue positive.
No, this is just a totally separate thing that
Got
I've been honestly focused mainly on the channels and just trying to get those as wide reaching and large as I can. And then this is for a while been sort of an afterthought, and now it's gonna hopefully shift up to be right alongside the main videos.
there's also a reality that Osmo probably fits in way better to the Nick's Kitchen audience than it does to
Yeah.
your main channel audience, right? Of people
Yeah.
who are really there for utility. So if you did want to integrate it eventually, even if it's a smaller audience, it's
Yeah.
a more focused audience.
That's definitely true. Yeah. I'll probably spread it across both. And realistically, like there's seasonings that literally everybody out there could use in their kitchens at home. So I think hopefully it'll apply anywhere. But you're right that, it fits more in line with the idea of like gourmet home
Mhm.
cooking for sure.
So what's the like when you like sit down and you're like, oh man, this is where I'm trying to get to. Where do you feel right now you're trying to go?
I don't usually plan that far ahead, honestly. I really don't. Part of why I like this job so much and this path that I'm on is because every day is so different, and you might get a call, I might get a call tomorrow for something that I would have never imagined, just like you guys
Yeah.
and a lot of YouTubers out there. And I really like that. I like that no day is the same. I like that I don't really know what's going to happen next month or next year. I have a general sense, and that's just like this core belief and kind of basic idea that I just want to make really fun food videos that get other people all around the world excited about food and cooking. And that's it. And as long as I keep doing that, then I'm going to be happy. And hopefully everyone watching the videos is going to be happy. But I don't have some master plan hidden somewhere. I just have more of a sort of a general map in my head of like, where is everything at right now? And, I have some ideas on where certain things could go, but I'm also very much open to things kind of shifting as we go along,
What does it take to become the biggest food channel on YouTube?
Well, specifically, probably 33 million subscribers or something like that.
Who's number one right now?
I think it's so the next one above us, right? We're number 4 right now in terms of subscribers. The next one's Village Cooking Channel. They're in India, actually.
Oh yeah,
I almost
they're
made
dope.
a video with them.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
They're
Yeah,
awesome. I love that channel.
They're number 3, and then 2 is Bayashi, who's like a really good friend of mine. He's in Japan, and then number 1 is this guy Zach Choi, who it's more of just a fun mission to like get our subscribers to rally behind trying to catch the top channel. But I don't. It doesn't change anything day to day for us right now if we're not number 1 on paper.
You may not know this, but are you number 1 when it comes to viewership?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty
That's clear.
confident in. Yeah. But I just think we think it'd be fun to,
of course.
to like,
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be number 1 across the board, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, why not?
Yeah, if you're going to be doing it, you're going to be spending time
Why
on it.
not?
What was it like to pass Gordon Ramsay?
Oh, nothing really happened. I just passed him, and
You just passed him.
it's not
You
one
guys
of the
don't
things.
have that type of relationship, like where you can rib him on that, or
No,
like,
he
give him
definitely
a hard
actually
time?
said a few nice things. He said we were talking about some other stuff, but then he said, "Congrats on all the YouTube numbers." He put a space between YouTube,
Come on, Gordon.
which I love.
What are we
Great
doing?
stuff. Thumbs up. So like, he definitely acknowledges it and is but it is not a person that I'm going to rub in passing him in subscribers. It's just not a good.
Okay.
Not a good move. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just-
understood. Yeah.
He's cut me in half with a knife or whatever. I just don't want to mess with it. So.
Feels like the college coach you're still a little bit afraid of.
It's just not,
Yeah.
I'm
Level of
very
respect,
happy.
you don't cross the line.
Very happy with him on my good side,
Yeah.
or I'm very happy being on his good side.
Has he given you advice as like, because obviously he's probably today in the world of entertainment, like one of the most notable entertainment chefs, right?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'll go down as he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's like Hall of Famer. He's the guy.
He's I mean, you can name the best athletes out there that you want to name. People still contest them, but he's the Tom Brady of cooking content and entertainment without a question. He's been a great mentor. I mean, he wrote the foreword for the cookbook first, and then we shot with him a little bit ago in New York. And when he walked in, I think the rest of my whole team had never met him, and I think they all were commenting after he left that he has such an incredible presence. Like he walked in, and I think my camera guy went over to put a mic on him, and he was like, "No, hold on. Like, I just want to talk to." Basically, like, I want to talk to Nick for a second. And then he just jumped on the counter and I think was just like asking a bunch of stuff. It's actually remarkable how much he can remember, like asking about my parents and my family, my brothers, everything. And then, asked me a few questions of basically asking if I needed advice on certain things, knowing that I might be at least in some similar path in some ways to where he was a while back, and gave a few nice pointers and then we shot. So he's definitely a great person to look up to, because the other thing is I've met a lot of TV executives and different people over the years that have all sort of said a similar thing in the sense of like they've shot with a lot of people, and Gordon is the top, like just awesome guy, easy to work with, really great entertainer, the full package.
You can also feel how like adaptable and open he is and how he's embraced YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, not a lot of people from the traditional world have just gone like, yeah, all right, I'm going to figure this platform out.
And I'll collaborate.
Yeah,
with
and
a
I'll
ton of
collaborate with
creators.
people and I'll explore. And yeah.
Yeah, I believe he has over 25 traditional television shows, and meaning he doesn't need YouTube, but he understands it and he's very good at it. And he's unstoppable. I don't know if and when he's going to slow down. He's not looking like
he loves
close.
the game.
He just signed multiple new TV shows. I don't know what he's doing. It's crazy.
He loves the game, man. That's the thing.
Amazing.
It's like, back to Marquez. Marquez said to us, he said, the basketball players who make it are the ones who love shooting hoops in the park by themselves. It's just like, if you like to shoot hoops, you're going to shoot hoops.
I don't know how he did. Like, he's doing these Ironmans. He's doing, last time I got to go back and judge some of an episode, or I got to go back and judge part of one of the seasons of MasterChef with him. And I was in his green room and saw that he was making some nice green juice in there. So maybe it's the green juice. Maybe it's
probably
the Ironman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but something is letting him just keep going. And he doesn't seem like he's going to stop. So it's pretty cool to see. And it's very inspiring. You know, I'd love to be doing what he's doing when I'm that age. Looks like a lot of fun, you know?
So I was going to ask you, like, what do you hope to be true about your career 10 years from now? Like, what do you hope is true?
I mean, I definitely hope that I hope that I never have to come play this back and look at me saying this in a negative way, but I really hope that I just at least stick to the core values that I've stuck with this whole time. Like, I still won't do certain things online or take certain brand deals, partly because I know it's just not the right thing to do or the right fit, but like, because I know that my mom will get mad at me later that day if she sees it or things like that. So like, sticking to that just basic, you know, core family values and the way that I was raised to just know right from wrong. I hope that I at least in all that I do just stick with that. Otherwise, honestly, I'm taking it a lot of the time, taking it day by day, having a lot of fun with it. I see things definitely shifting kind of more clearly into these two parts, which is food entertainment and then more serious cooking recipes that are replicable at home for home cooks who just want to have fun and cook. And I want to keep going down both of those paths. So as long as I can keep doing that, not burn out, enjoy what I'm doing, and then stick to those core values, I would call that success. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, dude. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Guys,
thanks for coming.
This was awesome. And thanks for all the seasonings.
Yeah, no.
This is
take
great.
them home, make some good food with them.
We'll start a text thread so we can text you what we make.
Love it.
For the record, I cook often, so I will be sharing some of my meals with you guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah.